you were in this house, but not when you were depressed and coming off of it, but you were in this house high for one other week, or downs that the doctor had given you to come off it.
Oh, I had a good doctor, man. He gave me a week of downs.
He was scared.
Yeah. I scared the shit out of the doctor coming to see him, man. I've got a regular doctor that I see. And, you know, he didn't know about me. He didn't know about anything but the stomach stuff. Yeah.
In that week that you were on the down, you didn't leave the house.
No.
You were coming down. But you would still call people up and make crazy phone calls.
Is that when I talked to him?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I got you the week after that when the doctor was down. That was the rampage where I didn't remember anything. I remember those 5 days.
Can I see a copy of Elsie?
Yeah. But what I want to do, man, is sometimes I haven't ever heard all the stories. I think I'll make a tape of Amy telling the stories of the rampage, man, just for fun.
Yeah, well, you ought to just sit down and bullshit with Amy, and it'll all come back. You're high, and
The
always
Monday
takes
was
for
the
the
rampage,
book.
and then there was another week of down.
See, man, what you're talking about?
you gonna marry this man?
What you're talking it's incredible, isn't it? What you're talking about is not the article for Esquire. What you're talking about is the idea I have.
Jim Hughes will do it.
No. What you're talking about is the idea I have for the book, man. This is going to be the text to Teenage Lust.
But I gotta sell it to.
They want a lot of text, man.
Yeah.
This is for Teenage Lust, man, and then we'll get, get something else. I'll give you your credit, man. Let's pay
But we'll sell it to magazines, and that'll publish the book.
I think.
Well, we can use the interview using you and me. It's a conversation with Charlie and Larry. I mean, it'll be beautiful, man.
It needs to be our
Well, we would like to do a straight dope one, man.
It's a whole book. It's not a magazine.
I got a question. You once said, it's a very famous quote, once the needle goes in, it never comes out.
That's true.
It's true, right?
Still true.
So, Mr. Clean
I'm just resting up.
is just resting up.
I like what John Phillips said. He said, you're only recovered, you never cured.
Yeah, John Phillips is trying to get her going to prison, man. What's he snitching on people? John Phillips is going around and doing a big
Who's that?
campaign. The Mamas and Papas.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he got busted and.
Coke, right?
Oh,
So that
everything, everything.
The other Mama and Papa guy got. Oh, wait a minute. That was Peter Paul and Mary. Oh, Jesus, everybody's been busted.
No, this guy got busted for everything, man. He spent all of his money. He spent millions of dollars. He spent $1 million a year on drugs. His wife is hooked, his daughter is hooked, and his son was hooked. His whole family. Mackenzie Phillips got fired after she was on a hit TV show, and she said, "Looking so bad." She shot coke all day long.
Oh.
So finally, he woke up and he's in all this trouble with the police, and he's in the hospital, and his whole family is hooked. And so he's smart, right? So he starts telling stories in all the TV shows, and he's testifying before the Senate now and telling everything. And not only will this keep him out of prison, right? Because he'll have senators and presidents writing letters to him. It'll make him all of his money back for like the movie rights to his life story, because he's got the whole family. He's the world famous, the most famous rock musician in the world in 1967, something with the Mamas and the Papas, and the most money and everything. And then he goes down to nothing, and he takes his family with him, and he comes back up. And, so he's gonna make all his bread back. He's smart. He's a smart old junkie, man. That motherfucker was addicted to everything.
Bill Burroughs.
Right. He had his own drugstore, man. And man, guess how he got it. As simple as this. I mean, he got it by he was staying in New York at a hotel, and him and his wife went around the corner to the drugstore. He probably had his fur coat and all that shit, right? The Mamas and the Papas. And or John Phillips, this is after Mamas and Papas, they broke up one time. Anyway, how those rock people dress. So the people that, you know, probably young people at the drugstore in their 30s or our age, recognized him, man. So they said, hey, you know, what can we do for you, John? You know, and kind of jokingly, they were like, you know, ringing up his purchase, and they said, oh, you're so-and-so. And he had his eye on some syringes back in the counter, a big package of syringes, right? And so they said, what can we do for you? And you know, they were like, you know, start treatment. And he said, then throw in the package of those over there. And have him sent up to the hotel. So the next thing you know, he's up at his hotel, and they send this order up, and they throw him the package of syringe, and he went down and met him. And just from being a rock and roll star, or just from being, you know, just being there. Now I get offered a lot of drugs and shit, but no one's ever given me a drugstore. just because he was a rock and roll star, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, which makes perfect sense. Now, if you know any photographers that own drugstores, man, that like my work, tell me. I'd love to.
You know, I've got the same kind of addictive personality you do. I certainly drink as much. I don't smoke as much as much. But I never had even a snort of a smack. And that's probably what saves me. Well, because if what you say is true, I would be a stone junkie because I'd love to get that body high. Oh, man.
Yeah, but it really tears you down, man.
Junk is supposed to be not so bad for you if you eat and...
Are you kidding?
Bill Burroughs says that junkies can be fairly healthy if they take the vitamins and eat real food and stuff. The reason they get sick is because they don't eat.
And the reason also is because you got to hustle for that junk, man. You got to be an awful rich junkie.
Yeah, but it's not as hard on your body.
It's got to be around.
Booze or speed or something like that, sure.
But you got to have a supply and all that. It's really
Oh yeah, but if he had a check every month and a script, we would live in Morocco. All they had to do was go to the drugstore, you know. And he was a Harvard boy. He knew how to put the vitamins in his body and eat a meal once in a while. And he's almost 70 years old now. It's been pretty good.
237 years.
Well, the thing is, when the police arrest you for burglary, man, and they got you, they're gonna send you up, man. They'll say, okay, man, we can give you 10 years in this charge, or we can give you 20 years or 40 years, whatever it is. And they say, we want you to wipe our slates clean and clean up our records. So what you do is you cop out on yourself for no more time, actually less time. You get a little less time, or you get the best sentence possible by like copying out to any burglary that has been done, and that way the police don't have to investigate. So you wipe the slate clean, man. I know every motherfucking burglar in Oklahoma that I know that's been to that has like been in the joint has been offered a deal, and an awful lot of the dudes have just cleared the slate, man. Johnny Bridges, man, cleared up 342 burglaries in Tulsa. He cleared them up, man, with one stroke of the pen. He said, okay, man. And then the police had a clean record, 342 burglaries solved, man. They had a great crime record. They had a confession from Johnny Bridges, man. And that's what the police do. They said, well, you know, we'll help you if you'll help us. And by helping them is you clear up all their fucking cases, man. The police are just like anybody else that goes on all day, every day. So especially junkie, man. Yeah, I can make 100,000 burglaries, man.
I've seen both sides of that argument. I mean, junkies do have to, come up with a couple $100 a day, but most of them make a deal, I think, instead of robbing. They just deal and cut the money. There are a few junkies who are committing 5,000 burglaries a day.
Oh, sure.
I've encountered a few.
It wouldn't be unusual, you know. A guy could just go breaking in doors all day, trying doors. Like if you walk around junkies, what junkies do is walk in the village and try doors all day.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how many doors are
Also offices.
I lost a camera that way.
Offices.
I didn't leave the door open, but someone else left the door open here in New York in my joint for like 5 minutes.
Me too.
And I was like downstairs. I was staying upstairs and I was visiting someone downstairs, and they ran up to my place to do something. I gave them the key and they left the door open. And a junkie had just walked into the building. It couldn't have been 2 or 3 minutes, and I went in, and my weed was still there, and everything was still there. He just went and opened the door and seen no one around, and grabbed the camera, which was sitting there. And, yeah.
I lost all the money I was just getting in the picture. I had about $400 in cash in my wallet. camera bag was sitting there. It was all still there when I came out of the dark room, but the front door was a little bit ajar. There was $1 bill left in the wallet. The camera bag was on there.
You.
Poetic. And her boyfriend bought a new saxophone the next day. I mean, I technically didn't know who it was.
Right. Well, let's stop, Charles.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's fine.
Because I want to get a copy of this tape back.
All right.
If we keep talking, it'll be too much to transcribe this time.
Yeah, it's going to take forever. And it's
And
got to go down real fast. So we got to cover.
And from this tape, we can the next.
It's still running, but this is all story.
And from this tape, we can like make some question lists and stuff. I'll make a list, and you make a list of
Oh,
questions.
for a real interview. But we got the Casco Center covered.
But we got some. Oh,
The
well,
book's
the
coming
Casco,
out.
you can like use the stuff that they send you in the mail. Now, but I got to give you a
No, but
picture.
I want
right?
to put a picture. I want to put something new